This is the World Submarine Cables Map. I want you to think of South America as 1, Africa as 2, and Australia as 3. Notice how there are no cables from here to here or here to here. You might ask, why is that important? Here's why. The reason you will never see these cables connected is because look how far the distance is from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, and the vastness from 1 to 3. But some globers will still say, what about these cables here? Oh yeah, you mean the short distance right here? But you might ask yourself, why is that important? Over 99% of the world's internet traffic, including international phone calls and data transfers, rely on cables, not satellites cables. You'll pull up any map of sea cables and you will see that none of these touch because we live on a flat geocentric plane. And of course, TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes.
For entertainment purposes, well, I'm entertained. So I love the fact that they say that you'll notice that they don't send cables from the tip of South America to the tip of southern tip of Africa because it's too long a distance. We send it over a much shorter distance, right, where those two continents are at their closest. And that's because on a flat Earth, the longer distance is even longer. Right? But of course, even on the global Earth, which is the globe, is reality, that's the shortest distance between the two continents. So that's where the cables go. Why would we lay cables over the much longer distance just because they're not as long as on a flat Earth model? That is the really weak claim. The fact they say this is the best evidence for the flat Earth, okay, you really want to make that your best evidence? Because that is some really weak evidence you got there. If you look at the map of the cables, you'll notice a couple of things. They go from population centers, right? They're not going from the place where there aren't people. They're going where there's the highest population density and the shortest distance to connect those two high areas of population density. That's where the cables are running. So this is the argument here. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Of course, that's par for the course because the flat Earth makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. We could talk about it in 100 different ways. Of course, the big way is that it would be impossible for the Earth to be flat because of gravity, right? Gravity collapses things into a sphere. There's no way for a flat Earth to not collapse down into a sphere. So the flat earthers have to say, well, gravity is a myth. There is no gravity. Oh, then why do things fall to the Earth? Well, because the Earth is accelerating at 1g through space. Really? How is that happening? And how, is the entire universe accelerating at 1g? And how would that even work? And what would that even mean? It's nonsensical from the top to the bottom, which is why they have to reach for such completely ridiculous, weak evidence as this cable argument.